Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about the Austin St. John allegations that have been going around. I've been asked quite a bit on Twitter, and I've been kind of following up with everything. Some of the memes, I've got to admit, have been pretty funny. But today I wanted to talk about everything going on. But I want to look at all the evidence that we have been given. So there have been some sources which I'll link down below so you can check out. Now, I will say that all of these are allegations that are going on. Nothing has been confirmed, but so far all we know is that at the moment of the time of this recording, that Austin has been arrested, etc., etc. So let's talk about it. So jumping into the Department of Justice for the U.S. Attorney's Office. This is an official website by the government, so we all know that this is 100% accurate and it's no fake news or anything like that, which I know some people have been sharing around saying that it's all fake and it's not happened and stuff like that, and I'm here to report the news. I'm going to give you what's happening. I may give my kind of personal opinion on this, but for now, I just wanted to report the news. So, 18 arrested, charged in East Texas Paycheck Protection Program related fraud. Now, if you don't know what the PPP is, basically this was set up to help small businesses pay their employees, keep the business running, keeping the lights on effectively. But some people have used it for their own kind of personal gain, where the money that they got hasn't actually been given to what the business is and was spent on anything else, which was not good. So this is what it looks like. Plato, Texas, 19 individuals have been named in a federal indictment charging them with violations of the Eastern District of Texas, announced U.S. Attorney. In the indictment returned by a federal grand jury on May 12, 2020, charges the defendants with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The following 18 defendants have been arrested or summoned for the appearance before a federal magistrate judge. So basically, all these two people. Now, I know that Michael as well as Andrew here, they are the kind of the main people that have done this type thing or allegedly have done this. And then we see here Jason Lawrence Geiger, aka Austin St. John, aka the Red Power Ranger. It's just really weird. Like, it couldn't be here. Like Peter, aka, oh, he is, aka Little Pete, aka music person or whatever he does. Like, it's nothing like that. So it's kind of weird. That you see here, even here, Jason James Spencer, aka Spence, 33. But you kind of think that you would kind of get that one because it's something like that. I don't think needs to be done. I think maybe they just put it in there either because they want to do it quite funny, like we'd like to call up Jason Lawrence Geiger, aka Austin St. John, aka the Red Power Ranger. I don't know, it's just really kind of really weird. So most of this down here basically means what's been going on. So according to the indictment, the defenders led by Michael Hill and Andrew Moran are alleged to have executed a scheme to defraud leaders of a Small Business Administrators (SBA's) Paycheck Protection Program (PPP). Hill is alleged to have recruited co-conspirators to use existing businesses or create a business to submit applications to obtain PPP funding. Once enlisted, Moran is alleged to have assisted his co-conspirators with the application paperwork, including fabricating supporting documentation and submitting the application through the online portals. On the applications, the defendants are alleged to have mispresented material information such as the true nature of their business, the number of employees, and the amount of the payroll. Based on the material misrepresentations, the SBA and other financial institutions approved and issued loans to the defendants. Once on the receipt of the fraudulently obtained funds, the defendants did not use the money as intended, such as to pay employee salaries, cover fixed debit or utility payments, or continue healthcare benefits for the employees. Instead, the defendants typically paid Hill and Moran, transferred money to their personal accounts and spent the funds on various personal purchases. In other instances, the defendants sent the fraudulently obtained funds to Jonathan Spencer for investment in foreign exchange markets. In total, the defendants are allegedly to have fraudulently obtained at least 16 loans at least $3.5 million. Holy crap, that's a lot of cheddar. Basically, that's a lot of cheese right there. But effectively, if this is all comes to light, and this is not allegations at the moment, this is, so I'm just throwing it out there, that's a lot of money that they're basically fucked with. If convicted, the defendants each will receive up to 20 years in a federal prison, which again is fucking insane. So jumping over here to the Illuminati. So basically they kind of covered a lot. They mentioned everything going on. I know a lot of people have turned around and gone like, oh, the Illuminati were wrong with the MMPR reunion and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, how, like, you know, they're going, oh my God, like, I can't believe the Illuminati. You know, this is all wrong. This ain't happening. They're lying. How do they know that he was going to get arrested? How do they know? I just don't understand it. It just fucking just blows my mind when I hear shit like that. So basically, they, you know, obviously things are now going to change. Now I want to go here where Joshua Aaron Moore has basically like got the information of the kind of court documents that kind of show this, and I want to kind of go through it because I want to show the entire light. So basically, this information here, it says the detention hearing. So you've got here, which has been filed, so we can see that Austin or Jason Lawrence Geiger is right here. This was filed on the 18th of the 5th of 2022 and is due to be on the 24th of the 5th here. So at 10 a.m. we can see that here. We can see that it's literally, I think here as well, Jason Lawrence Geiger. So plea agreement deadline. This is where all the information has to be kind of given to kind of clear the name. I'm guessing on that one. And again, you've got the pre-trial conference, so that's where it kind of all goes. So they have all the time to get everything in order, and then this is when it will happen. So I'm going to be keeping up to date with this because I feel like this is a huge thing. Here is basically the filed information that we can see. So basically this means that, you know, this is an official document. This is not just hearsay. This is not everything. This is mainly what's being carried on. So I wanted to kind of show it. I will be linking Joshua's stuff so you can actually see it. But we can see that here's the case is set for a final pre-trial conference of July 5th. I will be keeping up to date with this because I do think this is quite important, etc., etc. So we can see that you've got the May 31st. Any motion to suppress evidence shall be filed with the court. On June 13th, 2022, any motion of confidence shall be filed with the court. June 24th, 2020, counsel and for the government shall deliver the counsel for defendant proposed jury instructions. June 13th, 2022, by 4 p.m. Notification for plea agreement shall be by email, hand delivery, or fax of a signed copy of the plea agreement and financial bias of the plea. Notification that will for the case will proceed by trial by email or telephone. After the deadline, no plea agreement will be honored by the court. The defendant may not receive a points reduction for the acceptance of responsibility, the reduction of that one. June 27th, 22, if the parties do not notify the court of the plea agreement as provided above, defense counsel shall deliver to counsel for the government any additional jury instructions desired by defendant. If two or more defendants are represented by the separate counsel, their submission must be by jointly. I don't know. June 27th, counsel for the defendant and counsel for the government shall consider to determine which jury instructions can be agreed upon on the same day. Parties shall file any motions in Limelight as any other practical motions, and again the same day. So basically it has all information there. So it's basically a standard court document. It has been signed by a magistrate judge. Now there are other things in this one. According to the court filing, Jason aka Austin St. John obtained a PPP loan of $225,000 for St. John Enterprises, of which $192,000 is allegedly to have gone to third parties or investments or gone to parties or investments unrelated to his business. On or about June 17th, 2020, Jason Geiger obtained a PPP loan for approximately $225,000 for St. John Enterprises. Of the PPP funds obtained, Geiger sent approximately $22,000 to Redacted and invested approximately $170,000 with Redacted. Okay, reading the indictment, it seems like most, if not all parties allegedly have committed fraud with connection to Cord Newman Global, including Geiger ASJ. So here is one of the main parts. The Cordman-Newman Global PPP loan account was accused electronically from an IP address that resolved to defendant redacted, residents in Louisville, Texas, in the Eastern District of Texas. This same IP address was also tied to the PPP loans account for the following conspirators, and then redacted, and redacted. Cordman-Newman Global PPP application falsely stated that the business had 9 employees and had an average monthly payroll expense of approximately $90,000. In reality, Cordman-Newman Global had no employees other than redacted and had no payroll or other identifiable business expenses. In support of the PPP application, redacted submitted documentation such as void checks, IRS schedules, C-forms, and invoices. However, the documentation was false and fabricated, as the invoices contained basic errors such as references to Wellborn Global instead of the actual business name, Cordman-Newman Global. That's pretty bad. Who is Cordman-Newman? It appears he's a stuntman and friend of Austin St. John. So we can see that Cordman-Newman is here. Obviously, Austin is there. In the next picture, we can see them hanging out together. And then here again, they're hanging out. So it's not like they've just met, they've known each other for quite some time, and that is backed up by here. Austin St. John and Cordman-Newman have known each other since at least 2017. So this was taken on Austin's iPhone, obviously, and here it says is basically there is the exact date. Filming Fireball Run at Fireball Run with stunt pro Cordman-Newman and cameraman Dave. ASJ. So we know that when ASJ signs things and it's all him, we know it's there. So basically it's all there. And if we go to the source, we can see here that Austin is, this is definitely Austin, etc., etc. Now, another big thing is we've got from TMZ, and this is backed up by what we call the Daily Fail or the Daily Mail in the UK. So the main thing that I talk about this one is Austin St. John, the actor who played the Red Power Ranger in the 90s TV series, has his house raided by the feds and now is under arrest in a massive federal criminal case. One of St. John's neighbors tells TMZ approximately 15 FBI agents in tactical gear rolled up to St. John's home Thursday at 7 a.m. in the Tai Ho suburbs in an upscale neighborhood in here. Brandishing what looked like AR-15s as they approached his porch. They entered the home, and when he came out, they only had +1 St. John in handcuffs. So basically, again, this is like the Daily Mail. They got some stuff wrong, but they are literally going over the same sort of thing, saying Michael Hill is allegedly to have brought St. John in and several others to basically have the whole story. And then you got Andrew Morgan, etc., etc. So you've got all this kind of going on, etc., etc. What's been going there? This is the statement that has been released on May 20th from Galactic Productions. They're the people that book Austin his certain roles, that goes to conventions and stuff like this. Now, there's something that I kind of really wanted to talk about, which to me doesn't make sense, but we're going to go over here. So, Austin St. John is a father, husband, role model, and friend to many. The incident detailed today is populated by multiple of individuals, the majority of which Austin has no knowledge of and has never met or interacted with. It is our understanding that Austin put his faith and reputation and finances in the hands of third parties whose goals were self-centered and ultimately manipulated and betrayed by his trust. We expect Austin's legal team to successfully defend against these charges and lead to the ultimate I can't even say that word. We ask that you respect the privacy of Austin's family in light of serious situation, and thank you for the support. Seeing this is a standard kind of thing to make people go, like, yeah, okay, like, we're gonna wait. Oh, Austin didn't have anything to do with this. Oh my god, like I didn't know. I think what kind of gets me though is that if we look here, the fact is that Cordman-Newman is there, and if Austin didn't know or interact with these people, then why have we got Austin hanging out with Cord? Now, I don't know if any of these other guys are the people listed in this and stuff like that, but this is very incriminating because this shows that obviously they have had time to speak, that they have time to do stuff. Now, I'm not saying anything, I'm just kind of, this didn't sit right with me a little bit. And obviously we have here that Austin has been with Cord for quite a long time. So obviously they do know each other. Now, again, these are all allegations. These are all things that have been said. Nothing has been proven until we can see it. And again, I do want to kind of carry on with this story and kind of follow it and see what happens. This is going to be a very big, interesting story. Very hard to kind of end this video on where I want to do. My kind of personal take is, again, these are all allegations. I want to follow this entire story to see what happens, to see how all of this is and what's been like kind of going on. I just kind of feel that putting that statement out saying like Austin didn't know these people and Austin didn't do this, and he put his trust in other people. If that's the case, then obviously no one is vetting the people that he's working with, and he's taking these people by their word or whatnot. And yet you think that for such a big name, as well as having all this money invested and stuff like that into these people, that you would do your research on the company rather than be like, I didn't know anything that's kind of going on. So I want to know what Austin's going to say when he comes out, and he will release a video or he will release a statement. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this. I feel like this is a big thing that needs to be followed, and I will be following it. Hopefully everything I've reported has been it, because it has been some time since this all dropped down, considering like the news articles and stuff like that. So I kind of really want to do it. Thank you to everyone who has given like sources and stuff, and thank you to Joshua. I'm going to link his Twitter down below so you can read this article and you can read all the stuff there as well. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。